Food and weight obsession can be exhausting. Losing weight, gaining weight, dieting, feeling like a failure because you missed your workout, binged, overate, or gained all the weight back. The cycle is endless and it can be maddening. But I am here to say you can stop the madness. You can take back control of your food behaviors, but you have to face your fears, ask for help, and make a change. I am Leslie M. Thornton, Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss coach from WeightLossAlbany.com. This is Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss, and I know you can make this happen. On this podcast, you will hear about how to stop the mental madness, how to love your body, trust your food decisions, and take back control of food so you can create a life of happiness, freedom, and inner peace. Hi, everybody. Leslie M. Thornton, Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss. Today we're talking about, bringing the hat back out, how to make a New Year's resolution that actually works for you. Okay? So I used to be one of the dieters that used to make a New Year's resolution, and it would always be losing weight this year. Anybody? Anybody say that that's your New Year's resolution? Right? I want to lose weight. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to lose 70 pounds. This is my year. This is how it's going to be, right? All of that kind of stuff. If you can relate to what I'm saying and you're watching this live, go ahead and put it in the comments. Let us know somehow if that's you. Okay. And I basically got to the end of my rope with that because, I would start out really good and I'd go to the gym every day in January and I'd be doing all that kind of stuff. And then I'd be eating really well and I'd be following my diet. And then by February, it was like, oops, we're having chips again. And oops, missed a day at the gym again. I was pretty good at staying consistent at the gym, to be honest. But when it came to the food part, no, not so much at all. Okay. And then it's like, okay, New Year's resolution gone, not happening anymore. And then it's frustrating. And then every year it's the same resolution over and over again. Okay. So why is that happening? So first of all, it's probably happening because your authentic true self does not actually care about losing weight. Okay. I know for some of you that may sound ridiculous, but hear me out for a second, because you're saying, Leslie, of course I want to lose weight. But look at me. I'm 40 pounds overweight, or during COVID, I gained 50 pounds or 20 pounds or 10 pounds, right? And of course I want to lose weight. Okay. But if you've always been saying you want to lose weight and you're not, then the reality is you don't actually want to. You might be someone who actually values, right, connecting with your family and enjoying party time and, right, being in the present moment and delicious foods and, right, and you're setting these unrealistic expectations for yourself of being perfect, which, let me tell you, as somebody who used to follow a diet perfectly, and when I say a diet, I mean like come from food addiction time, 12-step, I proved to myself in the world that I can absolutely not eat any sugar, have any flour, no gluten, no dairy, no alcohol, no smoking, no anything, right? For 3 years. But what I realized was that wasn't actually my authentic self that was making those decisions and taking that action. No, not at all. Okay. That was the part of me that was a perfectionist. That was the part of me that was a people pleaser who wanted to fit in with the family and make sure that I looked a certain way and wasn't judged, right? That was the part of me, the controller part of me. That was the part of me who was trying to model exactly the way my mom ate, but not necessarily the way I wanted to eat. Okay. We are currently living in a world that's bombarded with Instagram and Facebook and this diet and that diet, right? The diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry because they're playing off those parts of you. They're playing off your people pleaser, your controller, your perfectionist, right? And unfortunately, it makes the addiction stronger, right? You're labeling that food is bad and wrong and you shouldn't eat it and it's inflammatory and it's going to cause me cancer, and all these negative thoughts makes it the forbidden fruit, and then you want more of it. And then they catch on to that. Society catches on to that, right? And the food industry catches on to that, and then they start putting sugar in everything because your brain now associates that sweetness with something that's bad, and it helps to get rid of some of the emotion that you're feeling in your body. And it works. Okay. And then the other diet, the food addiction thing that I was following was basically saying that sugar is the most addictive property and you can't control yourself around it. Absolutely not true. I thought that that was true because when I started I used to say with sugar, like once I pop, I can't stop. Right? Who here can relate to that, right? You have an Oreo and then you can't stop. Guess what? It's not because it's sugary and it's an Oreo. It's because your brain is saying it's bad and wrong. You shouldn't have it. And then you're like, ooh, well now I'm bad and wrong. So now I started this bad thing. So I'm going to just continue it and eat way more of it than my body actually wants. Okay. We in this part of our world, right? In this part of society, this Western society, we are so disconnected from our bodies. Okay. We're all mind, especially Americans are all brain. We're thinking all the time. We're analyzing, we're thinking, we're constantly trying to, survive and be independent and not, have bad things happen. Okay. We're trying to control and manage and fix so many things. And it's brilliant. We've created some amazing things. I'm very happy to be an American. I've traveled all over the world and I've chosen here. Okay. Just bought my first house in the good old US of A and plan on staying. All right. So nothing against that. But it's just the reality of when we are all in our mind and we're constantly analyzing every day, it can be our biggest enemy. Okay, so when you stop believing that it's bad and wrong to eat these certain foods, they're not addictive anymore. Okay, so there is a way out. There is an answer to you no longer having this addictiveness with sugar, can't stop eating, right? All of the stuff that makes it so your New Year's resolution happens every day. It's your relationship with yourself. It's your relationship with your thoughts. Right? And you can have that perfect body if you wanted to. But if you really wanted that, right? If you were really connected with your why as to why that was important to you. Like for me, I never really cared that much what other people thought about me. I know some people do and like whatever, I have other things, but that one wasn't one of them. Okay, so it was like, I don't really care how good I look in my clothes. I don't really care. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to hang out. I just want to relax. I just want to have some great conversations, right? And so for me, when I'd say I want to lose weight, it was like when the reason was to look better in my clothes it didn't do it for me, right? And so that's the reason I wouldn't stick with it, right? But if I knew that my life depended on it, for example, right? If I was going to win $1 million to do it, would I stay with it? Probably. Maybe not though, to be honest. I don't really have any interest in that. I'd rather enjoy my life. But at certain points in my life, probably, right? Definitely. Right? Or if, say I don't have a child yet, but say my child's life depended on my making sure I'm super skinny, I'm going to follow it. Right? The point is there's nothing wrong with you, the fact that you can't follow it. Right? It's just that you probably don't actually care about that, or you haven't discovered why it's that important to you on a meaningful enough level. And everything is just surfacey. Right? And it's like, I don't really care. Okay? So when it comes to your New Year's resolution this year, I have an invitation for you. I want you to actually experiment, right, with feeling into your body for what it is that you actually want. Okay, so in my mastermind program, I lead my clients through a yearly review and also going through what are your major goals coming up, right? And my invitation for them as they're doing is not to write down what you think you're supposed to do or, from a place of fear, right? Because the one thing that is not sustainable is whenever you're being motivated from a fear place, right? So if you're doing X, Y, and Z because you're scared of getting fat or you're scared you won't be able to attract a relationship with your weight the way that it is, or you're scared that someone in your family is going to say something and make you angry and you're going to lash out, right? These are all normal things that I hear all the time from people. Okay, it's not going to be sustainable. Okay, so when you're making a choice to do it from a place of love, right? Like what if your intention this year was like, I'm going to lovingly bring myself to a place where I have complete and total peace and love and acceptance for myself and my body. Right? What if your goal was, I want to find a job that makes me so happy and fulfilled and passionate? Right? What if your New Year's resolution was, I want to be in nature more. I want to go for more walks. I want to bring more joy into my life. I want to have deeper connections with family or friends or relationships. Right? Like what actually feels so beautiful and joyous and authentic, and you can feel it in your body. Okay, so go into your body when you're making your resolution and ask yourself, what do I actually want? What do I actually desire? Okay, in my Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss program, I have people journal every day to write down what they're actually desiring. Okay, so it's like, and to make sure that you do it, because we have these desires and we tell ourselves that we're wrong and bad for having a desire, right? I talk all the time about how for a while my desire was to always have like a sugary Starbucks drink, right? And I never used to drink Starbucks at all, but for whatever reason, that was my desire, right? And then my desire was like cookies and milk every day, right? And I challenge myself to actually say yes to my desires and trust that if you say yes to what you actually are desiring, actually, not because that's what you think you should be doing or you're afraid of what's going to happen if you don't do it, but actually desiring you yourself. You can't ask anybody else this. What is your body asking for? What sparks joy in your life? What do you actually want? And then when you're going towards that goal every single day, you're inspired to do it because it's something that you want. You've made that choice. You're excited about it. You want to feel that way. Right? And then when you're clear about that, then put yourself in a coaching container that's going to help to hold you accountable because you want to, not because you have to. Right? There is nothing more effective than coaching. I always have coaching because it's so effective. Successful people have a coach, right? So regardless of what that is, just promise yourself that you're going to invest in yourself and take care of yourself. Maybe you're not paying enough for what it is that you want. Say that one of your deepest desire from a loving place is you do actually want to lose weight, right? Or you want to, be able to enjoy all foods or whatever that is. Great, right? When that was mine, I put myself in a coaching container that would support me with that. Right? And Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss, if you want to, start working on your life and what you care about more than you want to just focus on losing weight all the time and thinking bad, negative thoughts about yourself all the time, then put yourself in my coaching program, right? Make it your New Year's resolution. Jump in with us, right? You can send us a message right on Facebook. We're that readily available, right? But whatever that is for you, okay? A way to stay accountable is to invest in yourself and get yourself a coach and a coaching container and accountability and something that you're paying for, right? I know that Weight Watchers used to work for me, and I talk to people all the time where Weight Watchers worked for a while, and now they're like, I just can't follow it. You don't care about it anymore. You already proved to yourself that you could do that way, right? What's a different way? What's really calling you? Right? And if you're not sure what that is, or you don't even know if it exists, you can just wait patiently and trust that the universe is going to provide what it is that you actually want when you need it, right? When the student's ready, the teacher appears. Or you can actually YouTube or Google, someone who has mastered this thing that you really want, and then pay them whatever they're charging to get in their world and to stay accountable and scare yourself a little bit. Okay, I've got some sun coming in on my face right now, but you're just going to get a different look. Right? But does that make sense? Invest in yourself. You're worth it, right? And it feels so good to stay in integrity with what it is that you say you want to do. But don't just do it because you think that's what you should do or because you feel bad and negative about the way you feel. Do it because you love yourself. Do it because you care about yourself. Do it because you want to try that experiment of actually giving yourself permission to have what it is that you want when you want it. It's so amazing. And when you get in alignment with your truth and what it is that you truly want, regardless of what other people want, regardless of the noise, regardless of the should do that, if I don't do that, then this bad thing's going to happen. When you're brave enough to let all of that noise go away, push it away, and say yes to you and say yes to what you want, and go after it and find other people that are doing the same thing and invest in yourself in that way, you will always have the most amazing, miraculous path. I can't even tell you. My whole life has been that, right? I'm fortunate enough to grow up into an age where I got introduced to coaching very early on, okay? To be able to examine my thoughts, to have awareness. I got my coaching certification. I did hypnosis certification, neurolinguistic program. Like, I am very aware that none of this is real. The only thing that's real is the way I feel. And there's also discernment around some of your feelings, are right? But of what is your true authentic self, what you are actually desiring. And it takes a little practice. And if you don't know how to find that out, then maybe my program is good for you as well, because we're training you on how to get back into your body, to let the mental chatter go away, and to get present to what it is that you care about, who you are, right? Without all the noise and without all society saying what you should be or shouldn't be, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, the answer for permanency, the answer for consistency is you're finding your authentic truth and going after it with a vengeance. And I don't know your truth. You get to discover it, right? And once you discover it, it's the most beautiful thing. Again, all the doors start opening up. You're not continuing to run into roadblocks, right? You're not failing and giving up and failing and giving up. You're staying on track because it's so amazing. Okay, and if you're watching this, you're probably somebody who's into personal growth, right? And you've grown in tremendous ways, but you also have probably a pretty negative mental chatter that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm a failure, all of these kinds of things. And that sucks because you're never going to be able to feel satisfied with yourself in your life if that is the mental programming going through your head. So you have to learn to be kind to yourself, compassionate with yourself, unconditionally loving to yourself, gentle with yourself. And guess what? If you don't do that, your relationships aren't going to be unconditionally loving. They're going to be unsatisfying, right? Because that's just the way it works. It all starts with what's going on in between your own ears. Okay, so the faster that you get aware of who you actually are, what you actually want, away from parents, right? Away from siblings, away from Instagram, away from Facebook, and you take some quiet time and you say, wait a second, what do I actually want? Right? And some of you, I can hear you saying, if your parents like, well, I don't really have that choice. I have a family. I've got lots of kids. I've got all this stuff going on. I've got this job. I get it. You still have to figure out what you want, or else, it's the whole concept of if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. All right? You can't not do what makes you happy. All right? And once you actually do, you're going to see your family starts working better. Your weight's going to go to the place that you want it to go. Have any of you ever lost weight in your life and you weren't really thinking about it? Hopefully not due to an illness or disease, but it's because you're just so into your life, right? When I was in college, I was working as a personal trainer. I was on the tennis team. I was, in nursing school. I was with friends. I had a relationship that was good. Like all these things were happening and my weight just kept going down and down and down. I wasn't tracking for the first time in my life, right? I was so in my life. I was so enamored with what was happening. Right? And there's so many people who are not in that space. And if that's you, I want to invite you to actually take the time for yourself this year. Make it your New Year's intention to get to know you, your authentic self, to be able to feel into your body, your own intuition, asking yourself that question, what do I actually want this year? What do I actually want today? And reevaluate that as much as you need. And then get yourself the system of support that's going to hold you accountable to being in that way, right? To carve out new neural pathways in your mind that has you have different habits, different behaviors, different all this kind of stuff that has you getting different results in your life that actually last. You're just going to be so proud of yourself. And it's going to be something that's just for you. And I want that for you if you want that. So if you're ready to take action, go ahead and text hypnosis to 73737. I think you'll hear that again in the outro if you're on the podcast. I love you guys so much. Happy New Year. 2021 is going to be amazing. And let me know in the comments if you're on Facebook, what you're going to do for yourself for your New Year's resolution. What do you actually want? What are 3 things you actually desire from the year? Right? And if one of those things is what I'm talking about, then let us know that too. And we'll send you a message and we can talk about how we can do that for you. All right. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being a part of my Facebook group and on my podcast. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss podcast. And if you would like to receive our free hypnosis training, you can text the word hypnosis to 72727. Again, text the word hypnosis to 72727 to receive our free hypnosis training. Talk soon.